Hey guys, I know it's been a while, so I thought I would do an M11 draft since it's new, and I'm sure everyone would be bored with an ROE draft at this point, even though I still think it's a pretty interesting format. Um, so here's M11, which I think is a much less interesting format. Listen to LSV's comments about it. It's probably as modular, if not more modular, than the last base set. Good cards are good, bad cards are bad. Pick the good cards. Themes are not that important. He talked about a few, in his last article, he talked about a few archetypes you can go for, but generally they're pretty narrow and rare and not that exciting. So, anyway, just go with the draft. In general, I like blue a lot. I like the card drawing. I like white. It's pretty good. Black's pretty good. Red's pretty bad. Green, kind of need good things in green too. So anyway, but you go with what you get. Everything, all the colors have good enough cards to play. Play them. So don't want to just avoid any color combination or whatnot. So here we've got the opening pack. Overwhelming Stampede is our rare, so we're taking that, and probably no reason to really look at everything else, but we'll look at them anyway. Insight is terrible. Goblin Tunneler is pretty narrow, though in base sets he's probably going to be better than he is in ROE, though probably rarely as good as he is in the, Kiln Fiend Tunneler deck. Got a Cancel. Cancel's always solid. Phantom Beast, I dislike a lot. Barony Vampire is filler. Squadron Hawk is good if you can get 2 or more, otherwise it sucks. Assault Griffin, always good. Chandra's Spitfire, just not really very good. You'd have to have a pretty specific kind of deck to take advantage of the ability there. Garrick's Companion is very good, obviously. Wolfshock Berserker, solid. White Knight, very good. Duress, always okay. Autumn Veil is fine. But yeah, Overwhelming Stampede is Overrun, sometimes better than Overrun. So. And less mana requirement. Double green instead of triple green. And it can make guys even bigger, so why not? So second pick here, we've got a few choices. We've got a Pacifism, which is probably the best card in the pack. But that takes us into white. And while white-green with Overrun is not bad, generally, avoiding white-green is a good idea. Sylvan Ranger's pretty good. Awakener Druid's pretty good. Then there's not a whole lot else, So stick with the green, go with Awakener Druid. Obviously works really well with the Stampede. It makes 2 guys. One of them's big enough to fuel the +X. So definitely take the Awakener Druid there. Now here, things are a little less straightforward. We've got a Yavimaya Worm in green, which is fine. Not exciting, probably, though. We've got a Goblin Chieftain, which is pretty boring. As much as in an Overrun deck you want a whole bunch of guys, you don't want a whole bunch of goblins. They kill the Goblin Chieftain, and all the other ones aren't even worth playing anyway. So, why play Goblin Chieftain plus random goblins? So I don't really want to think about that. Mind Rot is fine. Black-green is always good. Azure Drake is better, but blue-green is kind of eh. There's another good white card in Condemn, but I'm just going to stick with the Worm here because, I don't want to make a choice yet. I don't think there's any strong signal, really. other than maybe white. And we want to avoid that. Okay, so here we've got Spined-Worm and Greater Basilisk for green. Nightwing Shade for black, which is pretty good. And then 4C. 4C is huge, so I'm just going to take the 4C. I don't mind splashing 4C. I don't mind playing blue-green and then splashing black or red either, so that's fine. 4C is pretty huge. Digs you 4 cards deep and draws you 2 immediately, and can't really beat that. Here we've got another Squadron Hawk, another Goblin Chieftain. Didn't take the first one, not going to take the second one. Seems like someone could get a pretty silly Goblin deck, but then it would be a Goblin deck, so probably still wouldn't work, even with 2 Goblin Chieftains. Someone's probably going to get another Squadron Hawk. Flash Freeze, not really exciting. Cancel's not really exciting. Nothing else really in here except Giant Spider. Giant Spider's always been huge in the base set, so I'm perfectly happy to take him. He just shuts down a whole bunch of flyers. Okay, so I already showed you the Cultivate here. Basically it would be Cultivate or what, Brindlebore? Yeah, that's not even a choice, right? Cultivate's huge, so definitely happy to get a pretty late Cultivate. Pick 6. Okay. Hard not to skip to the pick. Here we've got Bloodthrone Vampire and Child of Night, and they're both fine. Certainly don't mind playing either one. Well, probably not Bloodthrone in this format. Child of Night, I wouldn't mind.